Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's see if we can get some light in here. Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. We don't want those morning blemishes to come out, right? Just kidding. Anyways, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Very happy to be here. And let me make sure I go live in a couple other places. One second. There we go. Everything's looking good. Hey, good morning, Dash. All right, so it is 8:01 Central here in Florida, where I live, and we are up 26 points, and we'll talk about that here in a minute, whether or not we can trust it. Once again, we'll take a look at the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour. This has been our concentration, and I want to go over it because it's very important because this is what's kept us on the right side of the trade every single day this week, this short week. We're getting ready for a long week, which I'm really excited about as well. Um, in the background, I may put on some more charts, but for right now, I really like the visual effects of what the cast does for me, right? So thank you. It looks really, really good. Um, all right, so let's see what we got going on here. So ES futures, again, on the left-hand side, familiarize yourself with my charts. We have Trading View, and then here on the right-hand side, we have Thinkorswim, okay? We're going to basically build you all the way up until the 5 minute, where we'll be looking at taking trades, whether you want to use ES, MES, SPY, all that good stuff. And then we'll talk about some of the trades that I currently have on as well. Okay, working with the left-hand side for the weekly, our prediction going forward, or my analysis going forward for this week, was that the weekly candle would stay within the previous week's body. Okay, so if we were to draw a line basically above this body and below the body, not the wick, this is the area we were looking at staying in. Iron condors were called out. Basically, you wanted, as we pull back here, I think on Wednesday, looking at selling some put credit spreads, and as we push up here, selling call credit spreads, and looking for price just to stay again within this body. Okay. The next thing that we want to be looking at are our focus on each time frame. So once again, the focus is iron condors as long as we could stay here. One of the big things that happened though is that we broke over the trendy edge, and this was resistance until it wasn't. We finally broke over that. What was resistance becomes support. Maybe. We don't know that yet. Okay. So if the weekly can hold over the trendy edge, that's a positive check mark for us for the week. Okay. So let's just keep it there. That's our concentration going into the weekly. Okay. This chart here in the middle, this is your daily chart. All right. So I want to give you the concentration or the focus for this chart. All right. I actually got a buy signal. All right. That came out on Thursday. All right. We had a nice move back into only about 50% of the previous day's move. We found support at the trendy edge. Again, we broke over the next trendy edge. And now, okay, we are inside this cloud. Very important. All right. We are now inside this cloud. That's a good thing. So again, support is going to be 37.82 and a quarter and the bottom of this cloud. All right. So we want price to stay within the cloud and then move its way into the resistance, which puts us basically at 38.51.50 by 38.63.50. All right. Notice that these trendy edges, they've been there for quite some time. So the cool thing about our scripts here is that they don't move. They're stationary. And so they're always there in advance. So each week we wake up, we know what we're targeting, we know where we want to get long and so forth. So that's the nice thing about the trendy edges. Okay. These are not going to move. Now, if you look at those numbers, 38.51 by 38.63, remember over here on the left, I said I want to stay within the body. It's okay if we break through these a little bit because that still keeps us within the body. Again, my analysis shows that we should stay below 38.77 today. So we're kind of capped on the up move. That's the way I look at it. All right. Moving on into the 4H, this one is also important. I'm not showing you the 30-minute because we've already moved well above that cloud, but that was our first concentration when we came in on Sunday, okay? And then Sunday futures, we've started to move into that cloud. Then we gapped up through Monday and Tuesday. And because we gapped up, we're above that cloud, then we worked on the 4-hour. Well, the 4-hour shows here that we're above the cloud, okay? And this is now support. Notice that it is confluent with these edges down here as well. And I give you support down here. It's pretty much the same, okay? So this is nice. And once again, you can see how close we are to resistance. Again, 38.51 and 38.63. Anybody have questions about any of these charts I just showed you, the weekly, the daily, or the 4-hour? If you do, just let me know here in main chat, and I'll go back to that, okay? Anybody not understand something here? So my analysis going into Friday would simply be that we are close to the upper portion of the curve. The lower portion is where we want to be looking to get long. That's where we started getting long here at Trendy Trading. And then as we approach this upper resistance, this is where you want to be thinking about if you have longs, and depending on your type of style of trading, if we want to start scaling out, getting out of longs and getting ready for the weekend. Okay, a lot of traders these days are not holding risk overnight. I am holding risk overnight where I'm comfortable. Okay, so my allocation where I'm comfortable. All right, and we'll, again, like I said, we'll go over those here in a second. But please know that right here could reject. Whether it rejects hard or not, I guess we'll see. But for right now, the support is actually pretty close underneath. So let me just kind of show you for perspective. This is support, and this is resistance. So we're kind of in a holding pattern. We may get a couple points here today to the upside around 3863 all the way into 3877. All right, so that's still quite some time away. It doesn't mean we won't have a good day today. We're only at 3830. So when I look at it like that, we have some room to move. Now here on the 5-minute chart on ES futures, we'll be using some more trendy scripts called the PMZ, which is the pre-market zone, and we'll be monitoring down here using the TTM squeeze as well as we get closer to the open. Again, it's only 8:10 almost, so we still have a good 22 minutes going on. Okay, currently up 30 points. Let's go ahead and take a look at how our neutral strategy did this week, and that was the SPY and the QQQ. It actually did really, really well. All right, and I want to go over this because this is not high insight. We actually sent this information out to you not only in the newsletter, okay, half of it, I think we gave you the SPY levels, but we went over it every day. All right, and I want to show you how this worked. So we gapped up, like we said, over Monday night. We gapped into Tuesday, and specifically, we broke above T2 here, and it went like this. If this, then that. If 370.58 holds, we're looking for 373.81. If 373.81 holds, we're looking for our third target up here towards the trendy edge. You guys could see that, right? All these targets did very, very well. Notice that even though one of them broke, we came down, we tested T1, and this then became support. These levels are really good. We use supply and demand. We use Fibonacci's. There's many different things that we use to get those, and you can see the results and how price reacts off of them, okay? So even if you don't trade at the beginning of the week, no matter where we are, we can use the levels that are on the chart. For example, this is a trendy edge. Look how beautiful it's come up and hit that. Once again, folks, this line has been here for over a week. It's not like I just magically put it on there and said, hey, look how awesome it's doing. Okay. We also knew at Trendy Trading, and anyone that follows the methodology, that as price pushes up here, we're looking for it to reject or for it to be resistance. Remember, it's identifying supply. Okay. It's a ballpark area. Now, what you want to see today, again, let's do the if this then that on SPY. If price can hold and break above this trendy edge, which is around 381.50, we're looking for 386. Now that's a pretty big move. Another $5. I'm not sure if we got any sort of catalyst coming out. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a really quick look as we're sitting here, and I just use Market Watch. It's free. I like free stuff, you know. And let's see, here we are, Friday, June 24th, 7:30. We got James Bullard on there. This is Eastern time. So that's going to be, yeah, that's already happened. 10 a.m. Consumer sentiment, 10 a.m. 5-year inflation, 10 a.m. new home sales, 4 p.m. Fed President Mary Daly, it looks like, speaks. Okay. So pretty quiet day in my opinion. We'll see how the consumer sentiment has an effect on the market. Most likely it'll rise us up into resistance. So if we could break above this trendy edge, look for there to be support. Let's say that we don't break above this, and again, we'll be going over the 5-minute chart on the ES futures, and we start to break down. I'll be looking for support at or around the cloud, okay? And again, I'll coach you on that as we open up, all right? Over here on the right-hand side, look at QQQ. Notice that price never dipped into the neutral. However, it did push into this target here. And I remember that was a nice win for anybody taking the if this then that when we open up on Tuesday. Basically, I said price was supported at 277.72 and our target was 282.42. You can see how well we broke off or rejected that target. And that's why I teach, you know, to go long over the neutral and to trim into targets, because this type of stuff right here happens. Okay. So once we reclaim or we come closer down to support, we start to look long. We hit T1 again. Notice price comes up. We get very close to this target, but we hit the trendy edge. All right. We covered that in the BMA as well, that the trendy edge was right before the target. So because of that, we rejected. Again, this is supply. Notice how prices come up here several times and smacked that. And then we just kind of flagged right here. And once we broke, then it was off to the races, right? Notice how the trendy edge, the pink line here, is now support. So if this, then that, folks. 285.67 holds. We can look for our targets up and to the left, and I'll give you those here in a second once we go back to trading view. All right? So SPY QQQ, everything looks great. You have your resistance levels, you have your targets, you have your support. If there's no questions here, I'll go ahead and move on. Let's go over here and let's look at this chart. I'm also in Netflix, and we were up about 20+%. It was an end of day trade yesterday, fairly quick. And so since my chart's already on there, I'll go ahead and go over this with you. All right. Now we had a trading plan here at Trendy Trading. What I love the most is that we have these processes, right? And we have these levels that you could see work very well. Once I teach you that, you understand how to take these trades, what you want for risk, and so forth. Well, the other thing that comes with this that's really neat is that I'm able to scan for setups that I have made up that are proprietary to here that can work with any chart. Now, specifically, this is what we call an AC DC. Okay, basically what I'm saying here is once we get above this decelerator, we have a very high percent chance of hitting this upper target here. And again, without going into too much detail, I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, the bigger conviction trade was if we could start to base and hold above this level here, and you can see I have an alert there. Okay, and we should have received this alert in our room. All right, folks. So for you guys here in the room, don't forget that. All right, let's just go over that really quick. We have a few minutes, so that's okay. All right. I'm going to open this really quick, and you're going to see here, if we go to Trendy Auto Signals, and we come down here, and by the way, our moderator, the Trendy Auto bot, has been on fire. This comes with stops and entries, and this is based off of my signals. So if I'm not trading, guess who's trading? This guy right here, okay? So you can see right, I know that I saw it, Netflix right here. Okay, so any kind of notes that I put on the alerts, they're going to come into the Trendy auto signals. Okay. Over here we have auto future signals. These have absolutely been on fire as well. So for our future traders that are following these signals, these are working out very, very well since yesterday's open. If you got a piece of that run, and I mean it's always working pretty well. And the stops are pretty tight, and we teach how to trade around this as well. I have a room just for SPX signals, so that's really neat. Same thing, entry and stops. These also work very well, and you can see that if you go back and you want to back test some of this stuff. And then I have a, since we're here, I have a positions tab. The positions tab updates, I believe, every 30 minutes or every hour. I have to ask my programmer, but this is straight from my brokerage account in my big account, and we'll let you know what I'm sitting in. Okay, so right now I have Amazon. Again, that is out, I don't know, 200, 300 days. We're up about 60+% in there. We opened up a pins that's out 577 days. These are basically leap trades. And then I started some snap yesterday. Okay. We had a butterfly down here on SPX that's going to expire today. And we had a butterfly. It says we have a butterfly on Amazon, but we actually did well on that. And I'll kind of go over that if we have time to show you what I did. Okay. So the bot's a little slow when it comes to me messing with my butterflies, but it does show my positions. Okay. So Netflix being an ACDC, I'm long this trade. I like it. It's above the cloud. I do believe it can really get going. Things have slowed down quite a bit though. I want to be looking up and to the left. I want you to notice that we do have resistance. I can easily just look up and to the left and see my signal and know that we could have a hard time in this area. So perhaps we get 185 today. I would be amazed if we can hit the accelerator, which comes in around 187, 188, but we'll talk about that once it gets there. Matter of fact, since we're here, let's go ahead and add alert. Okay, and then I'll edit it later. And that is Netflix. Okay. The next thing that I want to look at is go back to, I said I would tell you about the QQQ. So if we're looking here and you need a target today, since we blew through all our targets, I want you to look up and to the left and figure out, well, where are we, right? And if you look up and to the left, you could see there's a little, I wouldn't say gap fill because this wick came up and smacked it. We've already hit that, but this is definitely a line of selling pressure. The first thing that tells me that is the topping wick. All right, topping wick. Price comes up, it gets stuffed every time it comes up here. Now your support is going to be right here, 285.87. And a target for right now, I would actually use this previous line in the sand, which is 289.21. Current price is sitting at 287.63. Okay. All right, let's move on. And let's go over Apple. I had a trade plan here as well. We made money on this and we did well. So the reason why it's not showing any of my stuff is because I believe, let's see, or do I have it turned off? Let me see, 1 second. No, okay, it's good. Let's get over here to the daily, just like that. All right, and we took this trade and made money on this as well. And I'll tell you what I'm looking at, okay? We had an inside here, inside and up into resistance. We were flagging right in this area. And then over here on the TTM squeeze, we were actually squeezing. So I took that trade. Now, as far as targets go, I was looking for 141, okay? And you can see if we look up and to the left, we're sitting right now at 139.95. I will tell you this is close to resistance. We can use the top of this target here as selling pressure, and that's around 140.35. If we break through there, look for a gap fill in that area around 141.73 to 142. Very important. As far as support goes, again, 136.44. Things look really good. All right. I think what's hard, and I'm actually seeing this across the board, is that a lot of traders have a hard time when price is pulling back. And I feel like that's where Trendy's very strong. And the reason why I say that is because we have the levels that I teach how to find that structure Also looking at our trendy edges and past trendy edges to understand where to get in. All right. So we break it down from a higher time frame all the way into the intraday where the best higher probability is to getting into the trade. Okay. All right. So that is Apple for today. And we went over Netflix. And let's look at Amazon. Amazon's been a really nice one as well. And I want to talk to you about the butterfly. All right, so this was having a really hard time to get up here over. You could see I had an alert up here around 113, and every time I got close to it, it just pulled back. There is definitely a high probability that if Amazon can start bidding above 113.74, guys, we could see 115 and a half, 116. This is also an ACDC, and if the market stays very strong, I indeed feel as if we're going to hit 123.40. Now, on the butterfly, what I did just to make it really easy and fast for you guys is that we were running out of time and we weren't getting over my first level. So what I did was I bought back the body and the calls that were nearest to price, which were the 113 calls, were 37 cents at the time of the buyback. Those went all the way up to $1.20. All right, so the spread itself only cost 40 something cents. All right, so holding those calls puts you at around $1.20. And so you could see just by managing that butterfly, it actually worked out very well. All right, so I like doing that. I had the butterfly on for quite some time and I made it really wide. It was like $5 wide because Amazon is really inexpensive to trade right now on the option side. But again, ACDC with more time, folks, as long as these red arrows hold, all right? And let's call it what it is. Give me 1 second. So around 110 and a half, 110, as long as it holds, I'm looking for 123. The timing is the variable. I don't quite have my, what would you say? I don't quite have a pulse on Amazon since they're split. So it's going to take a little bit of time for me to really get that down. It obviously doesn't move like it used to, so just know that. All right, notice over here we are getting a squeeze, all right, and possibly we could be seeing, and it's firing off, we could be seeing those levels I gave you earlier on ES futures, okay? All right, so Amazon, before I get off of Amazon, I am very long this position. And like I said yesterday at close, I believe we were up 60+%, and we had 357 days to go. I like those kind of leaps, right? The ones that start off like that. Let's go over here to pins as well. PINS. Notice this. Again, I can't make this up, guys. The Trendy Edge has been there for quite some time. This is where you want to be looking to go long. Right now, we're into a little bit of resistance, just like the rest of the charts. Right around the 2023 and the top of this cloud. What I will tell you is this, all right? This is the daily. Once we can create some kind of value above this cloud, there's several things that are going on here. The Trendy Edge, again, it's finding supply. We also have an inside and down here. Okay, so this is definitely resistance in here. Please understand that. So we are coming into resistance, and it might take a week. We might get an inside week next week, and we may not finish this run until later on. All right, but you know, I bought 574 days. So my concentration is not the daily chart. I'm just letting you know because you want to understand how this is going to move week to week, that we could be coming into resistance. Okay. All right, so pins again on the monthly and the quarterly is what I'm looking for when we're talking 574 days out. This is the chart I'm looking at. And matter of fact, I did a video on this, and my whole thing was we were making higher lows. This is what I call a rounding bottom from a demand zone. And what I want to see on that rounding bottom is that we begin to do something like this. Okay. And so this is how that looks. And I also showed you guys a little bit of option activity on that same chart that I was using. Okay. I like the divergence here as well. If we get some sort of big push, you could see price move up towards the 30 mark. All right. All right. So that's pins. We went over Amazon. Let's go ahead and look at Snap really quick. All right, so Snap came right into a zone for me. It started to pop out of here. This one also moves pretty slow, in my opinion. It is up. It was up before close. We just started this position. This position itself has 210 days. I didn't want to buy a bunch of leap, so about 210 days there. And you can see this is kind of what I'm looking for. This is my blueprint that I provided. We'll talk about it just really fast. The range measured for targets, I went ahead and gave you that I use for Fibonacci's. Okay, the green box was a buy zone. Our resistance right now, and you can see that price is actually, when we zoom in here, that's what that orange line is. It's the pre-market line. Resistance is the trendy edge. Right behind here is hiding. That is your resistance. All right. And then T1 or target 1 equals the 0.236 of the range that I measured. So right now that falls in about $18.50. That's still about $4 away. Okay. All right, guys. So I went through it all right there. It's been an amazing week, and I want to keep it that way. And as I always say, as John Carter says, don't lose your ass on a Friday. What that means is if you've had a really good week, then, today should be fairly easy for you. You should just, think about your profits. If you have some profits, take a small percentage of that and maybe use it for some trading, right? A little bit of educational trading today. If you did not have a good week for some reason, then today is not the day to try and push things on Fridays. I personally don't think Fridays are all that great in most cases. Today could be good, especially if we can move up towards those targets I gave you. We still have quite a ways to run. And so we'll be scanning through different charts, seeing if we can get some intraday trading. My focus today, again, was whether or not the ES is going to hold within that weekly candle, which it looks pretty good right now. Which is right here on the weekly. All right. And then our resistance on the daily. And then our flag here on the 4-hour. And then again, our 5-minute chart on the ES futures. And we'll coach through this here in a few minutes. Remember, basically what it comes down to is every 10 points equals about $1.03, let's just say $1 on the SPY. Okay, so you could still trade SPY using these blueprints. All right. You could still trade SPY. Like, for example, if we're at 3831 right now, and I think we can get up to 3851, my next target, basically what that's going to be is 21 points, which equals about $2.10 on the SPY. All right. What I really like to do, though, instead of speculating just because it looks like this, is you want to wait for levels. All right. You want to wait for levels and make sure that you have those levels. So I'm going to minimize this and kind of show you what's going on here. All right. As we open up, we'll coach on that. We got one more minute to open. Please have a great day. Have a great weekend. And let's have a really good time today. And you can see these are firing off right here, which is pretty cool. I mean, I was teaching you guys that yesterday. Look at the momentum change on my chart. Okay. And we need to go to a 5-minute real quick. There we go. There's that PMZ. Hi, baby. How are you? That's called the pre-market zone. This thing's pretty incredible. So again, a little bit of momentum here. I want you to see the color change. Okay. And the candles, they were right in line with the TTM squeeze, kind of giving you that quick, 28 to 34. We're breaking over the PMZ. Your risk today, that's really nice, is only 2.2 on this chart. That means you take the trade when we fire off here, and your stop should only be about 2 points. So you've already got your 1-to-1 on that trade. I'm going to take it a little bit slower. Just kind of wait here. And Netflix, we're up about 40%, guys. So, um, up to you what you want to do. All right, I'll probably go cash there in the small account and just focus here in the bigger account for at least the first 30 minutes to an hour. Okay. Pins is looking pretty good, up 21%. I love when you can get that kind of move, right? I mean, whether it lasts that long, we'll see. All right, notice buyers are trying to defend this little area in here on the pre-market zone. Just gonna leave it right there. All right, looking good. Let's see if we can get this right up into 38.51 before they decide to pull it back into support. Flowers. All right, guys. So far, again, nice TTM squeeze. Buy signals on the trendy scripts. PMZ said go long with a stop of 2.2. Target still another 10 points away. If price pulls back into the PMZ, look for buyers to show up. For right here, you just ride this. Very nice. All right, so a little trick here as we get closer to the high end of the curve, as I told you before, you want to be careful. You want to be looking at trimming. We've already, you got your PMZ high right here at 38.32. You've already pushed 10 points, folks, on this trade itself, whether you're using ES or micros. This is really at 5 points, I'd be trimming. 10 points is a stretch. At some point, you got to kind of pull back and get a little bit of breathing room here, okay? One thing that I want to do is go ahead and throw some fibs on here just to show you guys a couple little tricks. I'm going to go from this period here. Not going to go into why I'm selecting certain areas right now, just because I want to concentrate on trading. But I want to see price hold on this push is 38.39. Every time we go higher, I want you to take the top of this fib and raise it. Now I also have some free scripts here in the room for our members that give you the intraday fib, which is amazing. So if you're having a bull run, you can select bull run and these will automatically adjust for you. And I teach you how to stay in the trade here, which is really convenient if you want to do that. Austin, I heard you yawn right there. Was that you? I know that yawn. All right, guys. So see how I'm gonna continue to move this, okay? And that gives us our support level here. During this move up towards the trendy edge, okay? I want you guys to also concentrate on the cloud. The cloud is really important. This is your support, okay? And actually, while we're sitting here, let me see if I have intraday fibs. I believe these are mine. They should be. Let's see, intraday. Yep. So let's go bullish only to yes. Show study, whatever. Hit OK, apply. There we go. So we're going to take this off. So I'm just going to do it just like this. All right, and you guys can see what those levels are. And we want prices to stay above there. I like that we're matching here on the range that we've selected, 23.6, which happens to land right in the pre-market zone. Okay. All right, so the first sign of a potential reversal of the move that's currently happening is a topping wick. Okay. The second thing is that we close inside, but in Trendy, we like to say commit to the candle. So we are committing to the candle, meaning if I'm on a 5-minute, you got to wait 5 minutes for it to close. If you try to anticipate, hey, this is going to be inside and this is going to be a top and wick, and I think it's going to go down, there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that you're anticipating, whereas you could still have several minutes left and all of a sudden this thing reverse and then you continue the chaotic candle. But very important to know that once you get the topping wick, that things are kind of slowing down. If you're using a TTM squeeze, what I would be looking for as we get closer to the trendy edges here is that you start to see the darker blue lines where the momentum is actually fading, or it's like I would like to say buyers are getting somewhat exhausted. Okay. All right, Amazon, we're almost up 70% here, guys. We're well over 113.90. Very nice. PINS 21%, Snap 5%. These are all leap trades, so you can't be mad at that. Netflix also still pushing for you guys. And what I want you to see is the relationship between ES futures and the rest of the market. Now, I've been doing this for many, many years. I don't need to look at anything else to understand. I could literally buy a stock when ES comes into a buy zone. And, 8 times out of 10, if that buy zone works, my stock is going to work out for me. So, it's very important that I'm paying attention. This is my go-to here for the entire market. Okay. So let me just kind of show you. If we come over here, let's go to, I don't know, Snap. Okay, just kind of sideways action for right now. Look, we're still watching this 5-minute. See this level right here? It hasn't moved. That 11.3%. I want to see if prices can hold there. That's actually pretty bullish if we can. All right, notice that the 11.3% has held, but we did have an inside candle and we do have a topping wick. This is where we look for inside and down or double inside and up. Okay. I don't do anything from here. Matter of fact, you should already be trimming and doing your thing. But right here, we'll use that 11.3 in the top of that body. And between those areas, I'm not doing anything. Okay. All right. Notice that we're starting to bid here off the 11.3. Again, this is a very bullish channel. And then over here, I just want to show you the relationship between the ES and honestly most stocks that you would want to look at. Okay. I want you to notice how these work. And so I always have the ES futures off to the side, while I'm trading. Microsoft with a really nice move today, up 7. All right. So we went past the body. This is what we call an inside and up at the moment. All right. Again, still looking for the trendy edge here at 38.51. Very nice. Notice we're starting to go bid here and we're bidding here. Folks, if you're not in these long trades with me, this is called a PMZ trade. Remember, we were just talking about that. Trendy has setups for everything. So if you notice down here, your risk is only 5 cents, folks. 5 cents. That means as soon as we start to bid out of here and we start to move, your stops are down here at 5 cents and you're looking for a target of 14.54. Not bad. There's the trendy edge to the tick, folks. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, who knows T79? Summertime, man. All right, so right into the edge. You took a trade on Meta. Let me see. What you're saying? Yeah, META. Let me take a look at it. Very nice, dude. Did you take it out of the PMZ and take it off the weekly edge? Look at that. And you trimmed right in time, man. Nice. That's a nice home run right there, man. Quick money. So T79 taking the trade out of and off the trendy edge. We had a buy signal. We broke over the PMZ. The risk was only 72 cents. The target was 166 right here. Pretty bad. It's pretty BA, man. Nice trade. Very nice job. Very, very nice job. Oh my, let's look over here at Amazon, guys. I'm going to say that we are very close to that target there. My oh my. Netflix looking really, really good too. This one was out of the money for the 200 calls for next week. And those are currently going for $1.50 by $1.65. They're up 100%. So congratulations on that. Let's see here. What else do we have? Shopify looks really good. I think you could look at 400 for that. Let's take a look. See if we got any sort of momentum for that today. Yeah, that's a really nice candle. You can see right here, right around 400. By the way, this is an ACDC as well. 467 is the target. 2 weeks, 467. Is that possible? These are the kind of trades I like in my small account using the methodology here. Let's see what those look like. It's not bad. And let's see, what about today? think this thing comes in a little bit. Maybe try to buy once it drops back down to 376. Could do a butterfly here. 160% implied vol though. Not a big fan of that. My oh my. Amazon, our leaps are up 73%. Pins 30%. I'm gonna add it into pins. Very nice move. This is a ACDC. We're looking for 23.38. Maybe we continue a nice little run here. Remember, I told you guys it really depends on today's close for the candle. Um, I feel my overwhelming bullishness coming out, so I'm just gonna, you know, pull it in a little bit. Yeah, that FTX was a really big move today. I saw that this morning when I woke up. That was pretty incredible. CELH yesterday, also very big. Gosh, man. They were up $8 yesterday. $8. And this was, let's see here. Yeah, this was right off the edge. This was also an ACDC. Sold HD yesterday for profits. It's up, a buck right now. It can still run. I was taking some overnight risk off. Pretty happy I did that, so it's whatever. All right, so 3877 is where I'd like to see a stall. Not because I want the market to go down. I just want this candle formation to stick. So I'm going to put a little alert right here. And so far, let's go here to ES. We can see we've already hit the first target, folks. And then ME is 3863, or the edge. And then over here, the body. Yesterday, I'll be doing a video over the weekend to talk about that 4100 target that I'm looking for on ES futures and why. And so we'll go over that. And I'm going to go ahead and those ACDCs, detach gadget, I'm going to show you guys. So the cool thing is I could set this up. You guys can see here as well my current account positions, just like it is in the room. You can see my Amazon calls, my pins calls, snap calls, and then that SPX that we had. But we are going to set this on my personal scanner, which is called the ACDC Bull, because that's where, I mean, and look at all these that are setting up for us, guys. Now we can also, if we want to get into one of these trades very quickly, I could come over here and see where it is in the PMZ. So this is letting me know it's in the pre-market zone right now. Okay. And I could come over to, if I like any of these, you see they change very quickly. HLF and WE. Not really. I don't really, I'm going to go like this. And you can just go down this entire list and see, what stocks do you like, you know? All of these, ACDC. All right. So here's a list for you guys to work on. I'm going to take a copy right here. All right. And let's see. That's what got sent there. It stopped at Clove. Um, and if you want more, just let me know. Okay. All right, guys. So really nice push. So if you took your futures and micros, we hit our targets. We went inside, okay, but we didn't close under the current 11.3%. We committed to the candle. You stay in the trade. Notice that the cloud held price. And now what you're looking for is price to continue up into the targets I gave you earlier, which is on these charts here. Um, I'm going to open this weekly over here just so we can see how close we are. And I'm going to create this alert, and this will be sent to the room. So let's go ahead and edit that over last week's body. Okay. So we had another member who bought Goldman Sachs off of the Trendy Edge, and it's plus 17 off of that level, guys. That's with options. So they're pretty happy. And I'm going to show you that really quick. So GS, again, I can't make this up. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful, guys. Your target on GS 297.95, guys. That's a badass move right there off the Trendy Edge. Doesn't get better than that. I mean, it does, but pretty sweet, right? Yeah, that was Ben. He took that trade. I don't know if he got stopped out. That's what I'm trying to find out, but I don't think he did. Those were like pennies, man, and they're trading at like $6 or $7. Oh my God. Netflix is almost at 190. Oof. Any of you guys take Netflix that are on the in the live room from yesterday? Norman, Dash, Dash, are you taking any live trades? Let's see what that made. You made two. Which ones did you trade? I'm curious. Did you trade two of your own or two from my brokerage? Nice. The Amazon that I bought like really far out, that one, the Leap one. Oh wow. Not bad, right? It's kind of like so don't be afraid like so you never want to like give money away. So it's very difficult. The mindset of trying to hold something this far out, Dash is like in anybody is probably very difficult, you know. Um because what can happen is this can be like 2% of your account. And if it keeps going up, like let's just say they get a really good run, Amazon, right? And they get some news, and then this thing fires off to $150, right? And then we're in the money, and you still have a year to go. Your 2% position could now be making up 10% of your account. That's where it becomes very difficult to hold a position, right? You could buy 5% when you buy it and be like, oh, I'll put, 5 grand into this trade. And then in a month or two, if you're sitting at $50,000 and you only had a, $80,000 account, well, that Amazon makes up a huge bulk. And looking at the expiration date, you'd be like, oh man, all you see is dollar signs. I've been around too long. What I see is you better trim and take some profits. A lot of people, they don't have a plan when they start making that kind of money, and they just think that the market will continue moving up. Um, just make sure that you are smart and leave some room for trimming and so forth. And if you only have one, maybe what you do is if we get a nice big pullback, you can add a couple more, so it gives you the opportunity to trim. Again, for me, it's more about look at that right off the 11-3, guys. Look at that. ES is strong, baby. What happened? Somebody just tweet something? Jesus. Oh man. Look at that move. What just happened? Was that a consumer sentiment? Is that what that was? It was, wasn't it? Dang. Woo. Man, speaking of, holy smokes. Let's go, 4,100. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Look at this. We are coming up to test that. You better stay down, Candle. It's okay if it goes past it. I talked about this, right? You guys understand that, right? It's okay. I'm a bull and I'm net long here. So I just want an inside candle though. they're much easier to trade off of. Typically, when you get a candle like this, you'll go inside. So that's the only thing that I don't want to see happen. Oh my goodness. What are those Netflix at now? I think it's trading at 189 almost. Let's go over here really quick. I got out way too early. Those are up $2. Yeah, they're up 130% or so. It's okay. Probably be the hardest part of your trading right here is not getting out too quickly. I mean, some people went short last night, not here in this room. Some people went short because they think it's an opportunity for the next leg down, but they're not looking at candle structure. And candle structure, I think, is the biggest secret to being successful in reading this market. ES crossing 38.78, guys, over last week's body. This is interesting. Do we fill this gap here and then come back down into the body? Holy smokes. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. Everybody's so short and looking for the 2022 new low, man. It's like, sucker. It's crazy. So this is a good time to point out that when we looked at overall sentiment going into this week was in choppy to down until proven otherwise. The proven otherwise was the portion where we talk about 30-minute to 4 hour to daily to weekly, and everything hit for us, right? So our thesis, our sentiment changes with those charts. So, oh my, I think we're actually going to hit this 116, guys, on this Amazon. Oh my, pretty cool. Wow, what a run, what a run. Yeah, for sure, man. What a crazy time, man. So weird to see the market going up, guys. It's weird to have that momentum, right? Right about the time that everybody wants to give up is typically when you have this type of move. There's nothing better than what is this? Give me 1 second, guys. Hey guys, sorry about that. So check this out. As Amazon gets very close to the red box here, again, this is a ACDC, and this is strong ACDC because we're making a higher high uh, within the accelerator decelerator. Very nice. Can't be mad at pins either for their plus 32, 33% now. Snap kind of slow. Again, let's go over here to the ES futures. I really want to settle within the candle. So, a push into this gap fill at around 3,900 and back down would be kind of sweet. If we could push towards 3,900, I may target a butterfly for a close. Let's go ahead and try to forecast here for a close. What we're going to do is we're going to measure from the bottom of this candle into the gap fill. So here, and then I would want to measure a close around, well, we're just gonna leave it at like crazy, man. Maybe 38.70 is where I'd want to pin. 38.65 to 38.70. All right. It could keep pushing. We're okay with that as well. For right now, my next target is going to be 4,000, which is going to be later on. And again, I'll do a video on why I think we could see 4,100. That'll be coming out fairly soon. All right, check out these auto fibs still running their course. Um, Looking good. Looking good. Let's go over here to the day. I just want to check these numbers really quick. 862. Okay. All right, so we have some pockets, potential buyers if we do get a pullback, guys. And that's going to be around 38.60 by 38.50. Okay, if we get a substantial, reset, we should find buyers down there. So really nice day. Don't have to do much. I said today my focus was management and intraday if we take some, lotto trades or something like that. But all right, so I'm going to actually end my little session here on YouTube for now, and we'll just keep it here in the room. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the like button, please. For me, that's all I'm asking for. Some nice free coaching here this morning, and we'll see you guys back on Monday. Members will be potentially taking a couple trades here on this pullback into a zone. We'll see if we can get that pullback, and then we'll look at taking some more maybe future trades. I do like that Netflix still to 200, so not today, but